have a weird lighting set up in this classroom. And I have my GA back here, Ryan, who is making a backup video that will be posted to YouTube just in case something happens with Collaborate or more often with me because I'm not very techy and sometimes I goof up. So Ryan's doing a backup for us just so that we have that in case. So my plan today is to show you through the Blackboard site and look at the syllabus and a quick look at the textbook so that you can get going, hopefully with a little bit of reading or finding PowerPoints, things like that, in time for class on Thursday. Okay? So I'm hoping that I have this set up right. It's a new version of Collaborate. So I've been practicing and watching the how-to videos. So I'm hoping you can see the screen you get after logging in to Blackboard. And on your list there, you should have both, where's my mouse? There it is. You should have a link for, pull this back, a link for the motor behavior class and also a link for the motor behavior lab. Okay, so tomorrow will be in the lab link. All right, so we're going to click on, I'm going to go to my live version. We're going to click on motor behavior. And this is what I can see. And this is what you will be able to see. I need a big desk. Oh, I can't leave over like this all day. Okay, so when you click on that motor behavior link, it takes you to the home page. There's the textbook. There's a notice some of you have read since you're here with me this morning, which is very exciting because I don't want to teach to an empty room. Startup guidelines, we'll have a quick look at those, and the syllabus, and then the link for the participation agreement. Please make sure that you do the participation agreement this week. I have to report that early next week, and that is connected if you are getting any financial aid. That participation agreement is linked to you receiving your financial aid money. All right? Over on the left here, there's the link for the announcements. So if there's an announcement that you need to look at, it should come up on your login page. But just in case you're not seeing them there, make sure to click on the link and check every now and then. There's also a link to email me. You can also email each other through there if you need to. All right? There's a link for my office hours, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. When you click on that link, here's my office hours for Monday and Wednesday, and here's my office hours for Thursday. All right? So if you want to talk to me, if you've got questions about anything, you can click. It will open up a Collaborate room, and I'll be sitting there waiting for you. Okay? If my office hours don't work for you because you have either other classes or you've got a job that you're at, then that's okay. If you email me, we can set up a Skype meeting. Skype is free for you to load to your computer, laptop, whatever you're using. Then we can set up a Skype meeting at another time during the week if my office hours don't work. All right, so don't worry too much about that. You should be able to get a hold of me without any problems during the semester. Okay? There's a discussion board, and I have asked you, some of you have done that already, that's lovely. Please to introduce yourselves just very briefly on the discussion board. Since we're not in the classroom, we're not going to get to kind of know each other in the same way. So I thought that this way at least we all know who we are and where we are, maybe in the country. I don't know if all of you are in New Mexico, so we can learn a little bit about each other, and maybe hopefully it will feel a bit more like a group and a class of peers, okay? Here's the Collaborate Ultra. Some of you are here, so you know where that is. Class notes and assignments, all right? Any questions? If you've got a question, you can unmute your microphone and ask. I'm hoping that's relatively clear. Okay, doesn't seem like we have any questions. All right, let me, can't bend over like that all day, so I'm going to have to do this a slightly different way. Okay, let's stop sharing that screen, and then we're going to share the startup guidelines. Black screen that Windows have done. We've got to find a way of getting rid of that. I don't like that. It's very dank and... Okay, so not sure if those of you that are in the classroom have read these yet. I'm just going to flip through them very quickly. This is just some tips to help you get going. Browse across the whole site. Make sure you can find things, open things. As I've already said, I am not very techy, so I do the best I can. I have tried to set up pre-chapter quizzes that are timed so they will open at a certain time and close at a certain time, but I frequently get it wrong. I warn you now. So if you are expecting something to be available because it says it's going to be there on the syllabus and you can't find it, it almost certainly isn't you, it's probably me, okay? So just drop me an email and yell at me and go, you did it wrong again. We've done introductions, read the syllabus. We're going to have a quick look through the syllabus so I can explain some of the things to you, but make sure you read it thoroughly before you do your participation agreement, because that is like a contract. Once you've done that participation agreement, you are saying you have read the syllabus and you understand what is expected of you for this class. All right? So make sure that you look through it really well, and if there's something there you're not sure about, contact me first before you do your agreement, all right? Browse through the textbook, and the textbook is, let me bring it a bit closer to the camera, this one, okay, Lifespan Motor Development. It's a brand new edition. The authors are Dr. Hayward and Dr. Getchell. I know the textbooks are a silly price, and I'm sorry about that, but please do not buy an old edition because they have dramatically reshuffled this new book, and it's much better. It's much, the organization and the flow of the book are better. They've added a couple of extra chapters. So if you buy an old edition, you're going to be floundering a little bit, okay? Make sure that you activate your online textbook resources. Human Kinetics are not the most user-friendly website. you do have to click umpteen different things to finally get to your student website page, okay? If you're having trouble with that, let me know, and I can talk you through it during office hours. Or if a lot of you are having trouble, I'll talk you through it on Thursday before we start the lecture, okay? You should have a key code at the front of your book. I don't believe there's an ebook available for this one. I apologize, although I'm personally not a big fan of ebooks. So, because generally they only give you access for up to a year, and then you lose that resource. So, weigh that up with your classes, because they may appear to be cheaper, but in the long run, you no longer have that resource for when you go out into your working life, all right? And that's what's so cool about having the book, is it's always there for you to go back to and go, oh, yes, okay, then I don't have to remember everything, right? That's what books and the internet are for, okay? So, unless Blackboard is down, all right? So unless I get a formal email from the IT department saying Blackboard crashed, it's not available. All my emails and announcements will be coming through your Blackboard page, all right? If you want to get hold of me, please use the email messages in the Blackboard site, because in my Outlook email, I get reams and reams and reams of emails every day. So I may not see that you've emailed me, right? But in Blackboard, I can't miss that you've emailed me, because my homepage tells me there's an email waiting for me, all right? So please use that facility as much as possible to contact me and ask me questions. If you have questions about content, then you can ask those in the discussion Q&A. If you've got personal questions or you want to make an appointment, then email me through the email messages link, all right? And then I've just included a link here. IT have put together a page that has some really useful resources for you working from home, okay? So that link should take you straight to those resources. Hopefully, let me know if it's not working or anything goes kaplooey like that. Doing this right. Let me know, guys, if you can't see what I'm talking about, because this is the first time I've ever done it. So I'm kind of winging it a little bit. I did practice yesterday, but not with this many links. Okay. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to come. Okay, that's in the course room. Okay. Okay, all right, syllabus. So, as I said, read it carefully, but let's have a look. I'm going to need like something here so I can stand up straight, otherwise I'm going to have back surgery by the end of the semester. Okay. These are kind of irrelevant really now this semester. There's my Outlook email if you do need it, but as I've said, please don't use it unless Blackboard has crashed. Blurb, you can read the blurb. Textbook we've already had a look at. I know, as I've said, I know their textbooks are a little bit expensive, but it is going to be essential to have a book. Last semester, in a different class, I had several people who just decided not to buy the textbook. And I know there are faculty on campus who tell you to buy a book and then don't use it. I am not one of those faculty, all right? You will be using this book. You will need access to the website and the videos that are at the website in order to practice, all right? Especially if we cannot get to the playground later in the semester to play with the children. At the moment, the Child Development Center opened today, but it's only going to take 1 or 2 cases of COVID to show up in the Child Center for that to close down again. So I can't guarantee that we're going to be able to get to the playground to film fun stuff for you, which means we really will need access to the videos that are at this website, okay? If you are a K through 12 student, so if you're on the K through 12 emphasis and you are working towards licensure to be a PE teacher, these competencies down here are linked to your exams that you have to take. All right, so these are the way that this course fits your competencies and your exams. If you are not a K through 12 person, you can ignore this section, all right? Course requirements. Okay, here we go. All right, so attending class, watching the lecture, I don't give grade points for attendance. You paid to be here. So if you choose not to come, that seems a little bit silly to me, okay? It's going to be archived, so for people who can't make it, or if you're sick, or one day something happens and you can't come to class, that isn't a problem. You can watch the recording. If you have a job and you can't be in class, watch the recording. But I'm just saying, don't not watch the recordings, all right? One way or another, you need to come to class to understand this content properly, all right? We don't want unexcused absences, and then you're, emailing me and saying, well, I don't understand this, or this wasn't, you never went over this and it was on the exam, okay? So just keep up the best you can, all right? I know this is weird. Trust me, I'm not enjoying talking to a camera. Thank goodness Ryan is in the room so I don't feel like I'm completely isolated. But, we have to help each other. We've got to stay on track. You've got to act like you are here and you're coming to class. Okay? If you decide, I'll just watch the whole week's videos on Saturday and I'll take the week off, that is not going to happen. Right? You will not keep up. I can guarantee it. All right? So the best way to tackle this is to try as best you can to go, okay, I'm going to school today. All right? And stay on top of the material. Okay? Obviously, if you have excused absences or you're sick or something happens, let me know, then I can help you to catch up with the material. Try to keep up with the reading. I've got pre-chapter quizzes to encourage you to keep up with the reading, so hopefully that will be okay. As I've said, you can chat to each other in email, so if you want to ask a friend that you have in class something, you can do that and then come to me, whichever way you want. I'll help you make up the material if you have a valid reason for having a problem. All right? If you slept in, that's not a valid reason. Okay? All right, here's what your assessment will be. So there's going to be 4 exams, okay? I do not do a midterm and a final because in my experience, having a midterm and a final just encourages you to cram and memorize and not learn, and that's not useful in my view, all right? So I split the material up into 4 blocks, and we have an exam on each block. There's no cumulative exam. That doesn't mean that the thread of the information doesn't run through all the exams, all right? Because everything builds as we move forward, okay? But there's not one big exam that is going to cover stuff from the beginning of the semester at the end in finals week. All right, that exam that's scheduled for finals week is the exam on the last block of info. Okay? Pre-chapter quizzes. So I'll show you in the schedule. I've tried to label these as best as I can. I hope you can follow it. If you have any feedback about a way I could do that better, or that would be more understandable, please let me know, okay? As I said, we've all got to help each other here. This is new for all of us. So any tips you can give me, I'm in, right? And then we're going to do 3 items that are based on things we're going to be learning. And I am leaning towards making these group assignments. So I can place you into groups of 4 or something, depending on how many people we end up with at the end of the week. And you guys will have your own collaborate room to talk to each other and work on these last 3 assignments. I haven't totally decided on that. If you have a view about that, let me know. If you go yay or nay, all right, that's a great idea, that's a horrible idea, I don't want to work with other people, let me know, okay? Okay, I've left the classroom policies as if we were actually sitting here in the classroom. So some of them are less relevant than others, but still, you know, I think there's still things to be thinking about. Okay, please note here, if you need an extension on a deadline that is in the syllabus, I have no problem with that at all, as long as you ask me ahead of the deadline, right? If you suddenly realize that you were meant to take an exam today, and you haven't been paying attention to the syllabus, and you email me and say, oh, Dr. Wall, I'm going to ask why you need an extension. Right? And I don't like it when I'm not told the truth. So be honest. Okay? So you can take work late. I will accept work late. It will get a deduction for being late. Okay? If you need an extension, you've got a doctor's appointment. You're at work until 10 o'clock at night. You've got 3 other classes that have exams at the same time. Email me. It's Dr. Wall, I need an extension. I've got exams in 2 other classes. I want you to learn the material. I don't want you to be cramming and do a shitty job on the exam because you had 2 other exams at the same time. Right? That doesn't benefit you, and it doesn't show me what you've learned. Right? So, look at your whole plan. Be organized. Look at all your classes laid out. When do you have assignments due for all your classes? Do you have 2 classes that are expecting assignments at the same time? Right? I don't know what your other faculty are like, but I am more than happy to give you an extension on a deadline if you ask me for it. Okay? If you need any accommodations, you need to contact the Services for Students with Disabilities. I've included the phone number here for you. Make sure that you talk to them and they will send you and me an email saying this is what you need, all right? I left the academic integrity in, although I think there's less opportunity for typical kind of cheating, looking over your friend's shoulder on the exam, right? Plagiarism, though, is one you're going to have to be careful of this semester. When we're doing things online and you are looking for resources online, all right? Make sure you do not copy and paste from a resource into a paper, right? That's plagiarism. Use the resource, learn from the resource, write your own paper, okay? All right, let's have a look at this schedule. And as I said, I've tried to make this as clear as possible, but if you have any ideas for me to improve it, please let me know. All right, so dates of the class, what we're going to be doing, what the assignment is, when it's due, okay? So, pre-chapter quizzes are due before the class starts for that chapter, all right? So, for example, on Thursday we're going to cover chapter 1, right? That means that the pre-chapter quiz will open at 11 o'clock this morning and it will shut at 9 o'clock on Thursday. Right? So, here's the assignment, here's the date it's due. It's due before class on Thursday because then we're going to cover that chapter. All right? They have 10 questions in them, they're multiple choice. It's just a way of getting you to look at that chapter ahead of coming to class, all right? Because that's important. You don't want to come to class and have no idea what we're going to be talking about that day, all right? That's not the best strategy for learning the material, okay? So I think I have given this setup relatively clearly. I believe I have set up the pre-chapter quizzes with the right times and dates on them, but as I said, technology is not my strong point. So if this says there should be, this is the Bible, right? This is correct. So if this says there should be a pre-chapter quiz, and when you go into assignments and you click on the pre-chapter quiz folder, there's no quiz there, that's my fault. Just drop me an email and let me know, please. Okay? The exams are highlighted here. Okay? And the day before, so the session before the exam, we will do a review session. All right? I plan to do it just as if we were in class. Not quite sure how that's going to work out, but we'll give it a go and we can change it if it doesn't feel comfortable. Okay? The 3 items that I said may be group work are highlighted in the assignment column. Okay? It's a long semester, so pace yourselves, all right? We don't get a break. There's something to do every day until we get to Thanksgiving, all right? It's not like spring semester where we get breaks all over the place, all right? Rightly or wrongly, personally don't agree with that, but that's the way it is, all right? They don't ask me my opinion. I don't know. Okay, so Thanksgiving, once we've done Thanksgiving, we've only got a little bit of time. And then we have that last exam. Remember, this exam is not cumulative. This exam is on the work since exam 3. All right? And then the last little bit of info, this is just a CYA really, if I need to change something. You know, again, this is new. I have no idea whether my ideas are going to work. I hope they are. I hope you're going to have a great semester. I hope that you can engage with me through this process and that we can have a really good learning curve this semester. I may have to change things around as we go along for that to happen, all right? I need you to keep letting me know, right? Are you enjoying the lecture? Is there something else I could do? Are you able to get hold of me, right? Is there anything I can change to make this more smooth for us all, okay? And my goal for the semester is that if you put anything in the discussion Q&A or you email me, that I would get back to you within 24 hours during the work week, okay? That's my goal. I will do the best I can to live up to that, and we'll see. What else? What else, Ryan? What else? Let's come back here.
Tutoring, once we get that figured out.
Sorry?
Tutoring, if we figure that out.
The
Tutoring, if we figure that out.
tutoring. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that until we know what's going on.
Okay.
For sure. Okay. Let me... Oh, John's here as well. Hi, John. Okay, so I think I have covered everything that I wanted to make sure you had information about for today. Does anybody have any questions? Now's a good time to unmute your microphone and yell at me if you've got some questions. Anything that I haven't covered, or a question on something that I said that wasn't clear, or just help. I don't know what I'm doing online. That's me. I've never taught online, so this is all a little weird.
So Dr. Wall, between Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll always have a pre-chapter quiz that's due.
Depends on whether or not we are starting a new chapter. So hopefully in those due dates, they match the date that we're going to start that new chapter. So some weeks we need 2 sessions on a chapter, so there wouldn't be 2 pre-chapter quizzes, there would only be 1.
All right.
Does that answer your question, Sean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you can always check in with me. I did forget to tell you, I do have an announcement set up with the quiz. So when the quiz opens, you'll get an announcement in your Blackboard to tell you that the quiz is open. So hopefully that will help remind you that you've got that to do, okay? Any other questions? Okay. All right. this is new. It's not what we expected. It's not what I would have preferred, but we can do this, all right? If we help each other, we can do this. Just because it's new doesn't mean it has to be difficult, okay? So we're going to make this as easy as we can for you and for me and for Ryan, okay? And we will just try to make it the absolute best learning experience that we can. I'm not so worried about the class situation, to be honest. I think that this will work just fine. I'm a little more concerned about how we're going to deal with the lab setup. I have some plans with the director of the Child Development Center, so hopefully it's all going to run smoothly, but we're just going to take it a day at a time and see what happens, okay? If you have any questions, if you have problems with your internet, if you have a house full of siblings who won't be quiet while you're trying to be in class, anything like that, you know, just let me know, all right? The more we communicate, the easier this is going to be, okay? I can help you with many of those problems if you let me know. Don't try to manage this difficult situation on your own, okay? Being stuck at home isn't going to be easy for the whole semester. So let's at least make class as much fun as we can. Okay? Anything else? Nice and short today. Thursday, I will give us a 5-minute break halfway through because I think 9:30 to 10:45 is too long a time for you or me to have to concentrate. So about halfway through, depending on how the material falls, we'll take a 5-minute break so we can move away from the screen for a little while and come back, okay? I think that's it then for today. Anything else you can think of that I should have said? Okay, so if you think of something you wish to have asked me, as soon as I turn the camera and the classroom off, just drop me an email or chuck it into the discussion Q&A. Okay? I'm really glad you joined me. Thank you so much for coming in live. That makes my job a lot easier, and I appreciate it, and I think it will make it easier for you to keep up as well. So I hope that you come back and join me on Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you. Okay, bye.